Welcome to Heel Ride. I'm gonna put a cool little effect on my voice there. And what's going on? This is me, Jason, that Jake, and today we have a guest from Nervous Aggression, AJ. He is a honorary West Virginian. He's not from here, but he is from here.
Yo, dude, what's up?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hell yeah, man. What's up, bro?
Pretty good, babe.
How you been?
Good. Dude, I got the stuff.
You got it?
Yeah, let's do it. Lightweights.
What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, man. Getting back into it. Had a busy ass spring. Got to play my hometown yesterday, Ohio Valley. Felt real good. Yeah, getting back into the swing of things. We got a big fall ahead of us. Nothing really announced yet, but we got a lot of cool shit coming up. I'm really excited about.
Now, like you guys were in your local paper and on your local news, like
So
that's
yeah,
just wild as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
how did that come about?
So my older brother submitted to the Review. That's the East Liverpool paper. He's like, yeah, this, my brother's band started here forever ago, and they've been doing big things, and now they're coming back. And I guess East Liverpool's a small enough town to see the things we have been doing as like kind of big deal. So, a reporter reached out to me, and I did a phone interview, and I'm thinking like, all right, this will be like page 6 or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fucking front page.
Front
Hell
page.
yeah.
Yeah, they did a full story. I was like, oh shit. And then that created enough waves to where the people at the Youngstown station, like news station, so they're based out of Youngstown, but they do like Steubenville, East Liverpool, Wellsville, like that whole upper Ohio Valley up through the Mahoning Valley news. They got wind of it and they wanted to do an interview. So they had me come into the station, did another like 30-minute interview. They released a clip of it the other day to help promote the show, but I guess they're doing like a full segment on it next week. I covered a lot. I fucking like trauma dumped on that dude a little bit. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna put out there, but
You like this place sucked growing up in it.
yeah, dude, yeah. Well, like I remember when I was in like 5th grade, I had a teacher talking about how like me and my friends were all gonna end up on welfare and be nothing. And I
we
just
heard
talked
that
about
shit
how
growing up too, yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, music was a positive outlet for me. And like a lot of my friends got into drugs. I got wrapped up in drinking a little too much for a while. And just trying to like shine a light on how like, I know the hardcore shit looks scary. Like people were doing karate kicks and stuff, but like, believe me, it's fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's like dangerous, like skateboarding, but like, it's a really positive thing. And I think a lot of, especially young people, but anybody should, if they feel like pent up and like they don't know what else to do, try going to a hardcore show. You might love it.
Yeah.
It's
Sure,
positive
man.
with the right people. Like there are shitbags in every scene.
Oh,
every
fuck
town.
yeah.
There's shitbags everywhere, man. It's just no matter
Oh.
what you do, there's shitbags.
100%. Yeah, you'll never escape the shit bag. Yeah.
I'll take your fucking money, dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's fucking badass. Like, we had band practice Friday, and we were talking about that. I was like, that's so fucking dope that like their hometown like pumped them up like that or whatever. I was like, I wonder if Ravens would ever do that for us, and he was like, fuck no.
Yeah, well, that's
Ravens
how I
would
felt
hate
too.
us.
That's how I felt until my brother reached out. So maybe go to the website or something and submit. You never know. It could, you guys might be able to get into it. It's another small town. I think they're looking for stories. So
maybe.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like whenever I saw that on like Facebook and stuff, I was like, kind of the same thing Jake did. I was like, man, that would never fucking happen here, man. You know, I don't know. I was like, people must love you guys because they don't give a fuck about us.
Man, I'll tell
I
you
think,
what.
but
One
it
time
must
I
just be like somebody reaching out, like they don't know
Yeah,
to
yeah,
know. You know what I mean? Like
right.
otherwise, I guess. So that's true. I guess. Yeah.
I mean, we were regularly harassed by the cops when we would practice in East Liverpool. I
yeah.
had a fucking cop threaten to shoot my dog one time. That was the last time I ever tried practicing. I've tried for the past 10, well, you know, for the first 4 or 5 years, I tried to do a lot of shows, benefit shows, anything in East Liverpool. And like we did some like small little set for a benefit thing in like 2019 in a parking lot, but it wasn't like a show. But I tried to set up like real shows forever and just got stonewalled at every turn. The closest I got was some vape shop, and the dude did zero promotion. And then day of show, he like looked for like it was a fucking mess, and he kicked us out before the show was supposed to go on and blamed us.
Oh, man.
Oof.
Yeah,
People
it's you
there
know,
and shit.
after that I took my oars out of the water. I was like, fuck this, I'm getting out of here. And ever since I did, like, you know, it's been a lot easier for me to at least make something happen. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of your hometown, uh, is that where you started? You know, like you started. What got you into punk and hardcore, and you know, got you going there?
so my first experience of like punk and hardcore, like everybody else, when I was like 12 or 13, I found Slipknot, you know, and started getting
The common
heavier and
theme on this
heavier.
show.
Yeah, yeah. But it started getting heavier and heavier. Got into Cannibal Corpse, started getting into Slam. I was scaring all the hoes. And then one day my brother says like, "Yo, check this out. This is a punk band." And I was like, I don't like punk because I thought it was like Sum 41, Blink 182. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
punk was. And he's like, no, this is real punk. And it was Boiling Point by SSD Control.
Oh fuck!
Changed my fucking life. Like
I was gonna
immediately.
say, I've seen like pictures of you like posted from like the old days, and I was like, that you were like had the street punk aesthetic
Oh
or
yeah.
whatever. I figured you were in like that kind of shit or whatever.
Yeah, I found the, you know, the Black Flag, Minor Threat, all that. And then I got way into the Casualties.
Yeah.
You know, Public Nuisance is a super underrated night. Like to this, I don't listen to a lot of street punk. Public Nuisance holds up, man. Like 90s grimy, fucking gritty New York street punk.
Yeah.
I was into all that shit. Funny enough about the SSD thing, though, back in April when we played Chicago, fucking Springer was at our show, stood up front for our entire set, loved us, got an EP. It was like a big full circle moment for us.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah,
insane. Did you
I
tell
saw
him?
where you posted about that, and I was like, "Holy shit! No way, man! That
Yeah.
fucking rules."
Yeah.
Did you glaze him a bit or whatever? Like, you know, you fucking got me or whatever into this
You
stuff.
ruined my life, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was yeah, I remember a couple years ago we played a festival in Atlanta, and I got to share a merch table with Starving Wolves, and a couple of those dudes are from Crumb Bums, and I loved Crumb Bums in high school. And the dude who was the guitarist for Crumb Bums, you know, he tagged out and was at the merch table. And he's bitching about like, oh, I fucking hate slinging merch. By the way, you had a great set, blah, blah, you know, band guy talk, you know.
Yeah.
And he keeps looking over at my merch table, put a pin in that, like right when I graduated high school. I went and saw the Crumb Bums, and I gave him a Nervous Aggression shirt and stuff like that. And so he keeps looking. He's like, "Where'd you guys say you were from?" I was like, "Ohio." And he's like, "Did we play with you guys like 10 years?" I was like, "No, I just gave you a shirt." But that was cool that he remembered that. He was like, "Yeah, I still got that shirt." I couldn't believe it. But
That's
anyway,
pretty
to
That's
get
cool
back to your
shit.
question, yeah, to get back to your question, it started, yeah, when I was 15. I always knew I was going to do music. I got exposed to SSD Control. I was like, hey, I'm not that good at guitar anyway. Let's do this shit. And I started out, I was guitarist and singer for a while. I played bass and sang for a long time. For a short period, I played drums and sang. Went back to bass and singing, and I oscillated between just singing and bass and singing for a while. And now forever, I've been just singing. And yeah, it's been this, you know, I'm the only original member, but it's been this band, Nervous Aggression, the whole time. So 16
pretty
years.
Oh, really? So you've not all that shit, like playing guitar, playing bass, and all that shit was all Nervous Aggression. You didn't have
Yeah,
any other bands or any? Oh, well, shit,
yeah.
man, that's
So
pretty cool. You kept
originally,
it going that long.
yeah. So at first we were called the Reprobates, and we knew that was like a placeholder name.
The
But
what?
my friend Theo, who rest in peace, he's no longer with us, but he's the one who thought of the name Nervous Aggression. He wanted our band name to have something that wasn't the, and he had a bunch of wrote down in a notebook all his ideas, and I was wanting to go in a harder direction and stuff too. And when I saw Nervous Aggression, I got like this vision of us at like some grimy club and like more raw sound. I was like, that's it, we're Nervous Aggression. So yeah, I was like
Yeah,
16 or 17. And ever since then, I mean, I started it when I was 15. And like when I was like 16 is when we became Nervous Aggression. I'm going to be 32 next month. So over half
Fucking
my
wild,
life.
though.
wow,
Yeah.
that's cool though, man. Whenever I saw you guys, I think I saw y'all's logo before, like before we ever played together or anything, on a flyer with these guys, and I thought it was so fucking cool the way it was styled. It was Nervous Aggression, that it had like a dog nose and dog teeth,
Yeah.
like nervous, like I thought that was sick,
And
man.
play, yeah, it all plays into it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a good logo. Really stands
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I tried to make a connection between it and wrestling because I was like, "Hey, man, are you a wrestling fan?" Because like ruthless aggression era or whatever, like John Cena. He's like,
I
"Not really,
was a
dude."
wrestling fan
I was
during
like,
the
"All right."
ruthless aggression era. I was a wrestling fan when I was younger. I got out of it. My older brother still loves wrestling. I can appreciate it, but I got
Yeah,
into it. I got into
and I mean,
MMA. So I'm a
no,
whole
it's
other
no
kind
big
of
deal. I was
nerd.
just like, "You a John Cena fan, dude?"
Fuck yeah, dude, Dr. Thugonomics.
Fucking
dude,
can't
I'm a
see me.
lifer, man. I've been into it. I've never got out of it. I got into it when I was like 5, watching it with my dad, and like still to this day, man. Like if I'm not working on a Monday, watching Monday Night Raw, man, I watch all the pay-per-views and shit.
Fuck
I don't
yeah,
know what
dude.
it is, man. It's just one of those things that stuck
I
with
mean,
me for my life.
wrestling's cool, man. It's the athleticism in that shit is insane. And there's something about like I've heard this on some podcast somewhere that like the human eye is attracted to like athletic movement and stuff. On top of that, it's like a scripted story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you get drama and shit, you get everything. As a wrestling fan, what's the scoop with AEW? I hear mixed things from my wrestling fan. What's your take on
Uh,
AEW?
I
Mixed
like
feelings, you know.
AEW. Yeah, I
It
mean,
started
I
off
like.
really great, yeah.
I think if they had like, well, I mean, they have the funding, but if they've only been around since 2019, but I think they have the potential to be what WCW was if they let it. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah,
they're doing like the Triple H. They're in they call the Triple H era right now in WWE, where they're kind of doing the attitude era. They're letting a lot of shit like slip by that
mhm.
Vince wasn't like. It's no longer like
They're
PG and
going to
stuff like
Netflix
that.
too, so they're
But
getting prepared to go more
Yeah,
PG-13,
I
like
heard
yeah, and
about
drama
that.
and stuff.
I think the reason they started doing that is because AEW is doing it. They were showing middle fingers and letting some
Right.
shit, slip and everything.
Blood.
And I guess like they're like, oh man, we gotta do something. Or they're getting like the old heads that were into the Attitude Era. They got them plus the newcomers and everything. So I think WC or not WCW WWE was like, oh man, we gotta go back to doing that too.
Got to step
So
our
it's
shit back up. Yeah.
yeah. So it's
And then
more
they went
competitive.
back into like long-term storytelling too, which is actually like
Yeah,
good storytelling, which
Yeah.
yeah.
really wasn't happening a whole lot there for a long time, and that's been pretty prevalent for WWE or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I like AEW.
I was gonna say I saw some AEW shit like when it was brand new, or relatively new. One of my friends came over. He's like, "Check this." I think it was like their first big event. I don't know if it was even a pay-per-view.
All in.
And I was like, "Damn, this is pretty fucking gnarly!" Like
Well,
steel chairs and crazy flips
that's
off of
the
high places. I'm like, "Okay, this is wrestling right here."
that's another like controversial thing or whatever. People are like, you guys are doing pay-per-view shit every single night,
Yeah.
and your bodies aren't gonna deal with
You're
that
kind
for
of blowing
very
your
long.
load every night.
It's like
You're not
it's like
building up
yeah,
for
it's like
something.
you
Yeah.
guys are doing pay-per-view matches every single week, throwing each other through tables and smashing each
Okay.
other's chairs. Pretty much what ECW is doing, and people are like, you're not going to have a very long career if you're doing pay-per-view shit every week, every night, but I think it's badass as a
Yeah.
It is
viewer.
badass.
Yeah. Well, plus the steroids are better these days, so maybe they can recover a little better.
If
Now
people got
that is
better
cool.
at
That I
cycles
never
or
thought about it like
whatever.
that. Like the toll on your body just wrestling normal is fucking insane. I go in and train MMA on and off, and by far and away, like jujitsu and wrestling is the hardest shit on your body. Like I get more sore from wrestling practice. Jujitsu is not so bad once you like get your muscle and your body used to it, but like actual wrestling practice, I can't imagine fucking like suplexing people and fucking diving off the top rope. That's insane. Like
Yeah,
honestly, my body's getting old enough now to where it's like next time I go up into martial arts, I'm probably just gonna stick with kickboxing because my fucking bones and my joints can't take it. My brain doesn't matter, so I'll go fucking kickbox.
We got way off topic there. This podcast
yeah.
is about
My
really
bad.
not
Oh
about
yeah,
I
they
know.
told
I
me
was just
that
making a joke.
I'm a
I'm real bad
professional
about
fucking
that shit.
yapper, dude. I will bring us into deep waters, man.
Isn't that the quote that Khabib had? Fucking, I
Oh
take a man
yeah.
in deep waters, and he sees
He's like,
himself or something.
I think he said, yeah, I will drag him into deep waters and show him who he is or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's it.
I'm like,
It's fucking
Jesus Christ.
intense, dude.
That's that fucking Russian Muslim mentality, man. You don't get much tougher than that.
Yeah. All right. Your top 5-ish, could be more, could be less, influence is in music, and the music you play or got you into music, any of that.
It's hard, man, because like I listen to all kinds of shit. I was actually meaning to ask you where you got that Reba shirt.
The
I
Reba
listen,
shirt?
yeah, dude.
I've had this since
listen,
like 2017. Fuck. It's off the internet. I know that.
okay,
Like,
all right, fair
I
enough.
wasn't at a Reba show, unfortunately. I would have
Yeah.
fucking proposed, dude.
I was curious. Yeah. No, I listen to a lot of different kinds of music, and like the shit that inspired me when I was like starting my band, like I don't really listen to the Casualties. I don't listen to the Casualties at all anymore.
Hey,
You know?
I was a Casualties fan when I was like 14, 15 too.
I
Like,
think that's par for the course, you
that's
know.
part of it.
You either go scene kid or you go street punk.
Yeah.
But we all wind
Exactly.
up in hardcore. But I don't know, like right now, some bands out there that I see them and I'm like, fuck, man, like I want to emulate not musically what they're doing, but like just like go after it the way they are is like Drain, End It.
Yeah. Dude, they're hanging out with like Post Malone and shit.
Yeah, dude. I think, by the way, I'm sorry if this offends either of you guys. I don't mean it to, but I think the band Speed from Australia, I think they're one of the corniest fucking bands I've heard in a long time. I don't know what it is. I just
it's
don't.
didn't they do a promotion with Air Max or some shit? They were on like a Nike commercial
Well, I
or
was
some
about
shit
to
like
say
that.
that's cool. I think it's. I love to see hardcore grow. You know, I like to see it get its shine because nothing lasts forever, and like hardcore. It's one of those things, man. Like I know it's like supposed to be underground or whatever, but the world is getting to be an angrier place, and the civil unrest just seems to be at like this fever pitch. So it makes sense that hardcore is kind of breaking into the mainstream a little bit. And I got no beef with like.
I think it's that and the authenticity behind hardcore. Like, same thing with like country kind of getting bigger. Like, you're seeing these genres that come from like authentic places usually. I mean, it can be duplicated and not as real, but like for the most part, these types of music are like, just live this type of lives.
Well, and that's what I was getting to. That's what I was getting to is
my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm not going to name anybody, but there's been a couple bands I've played with that are like, if this was 10 years, if you guys were your age 10 years ago, you guys would 100% be a deathcore band. Like you guys would have skinny jeans and emo swoops and be doing fucking
Oh, yeah.
and it's like that's
People,
cool, man. But
kind
like
of fucking getting in, doing hardcore because hardcore is what's popping right now or
it's
whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, and you can kind of feel. I feel like I mean, shit. I'm not like the fucking arbiter of all things hardcore, but like
Yeah.
I feel like I can feel what's real and what isn't. And Speed's one of those bands that like, yeah, if this was fucking 15 years ago, you guys would have fucking auto tune and like trying to molest 14-year-old girls at Warped Tour. That's just how I feel.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But like my thing is, I don't like. I've heard other people on other podcasts and shit say this too. So no, I'm not completely alone in this. I don't like when people use hardcore to get somewhere else, if that makes sense. Like they get, they play hardcore because they know people will catch on, and then once they get, they get a following, get their Taco Bell commercial or whatever. Then
they're in a different genre.
Yeah. Like that's bullshit to me.
But
I
would be completely fine with experimenting with other types of genres too. It's just, are you experimenting or are you going direct like that way? You know what I mean?
Is hardcore like, are you in this because you love it and you want to be a part of it, or is it a stepping stone to something bigger for you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They always wash out, man. They always wash out. So I'm not that worried about it. I'm just going to be here doing my fucking thing till I can't anymore.
Yeah.
AJ will still have a Casualty shirt on when he's 50.
I'll get like the fucking, well, my hair is a little blotchy now for it, but I'll get a fucking shitty mohawk and dye it red or something.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's something that I've literally given over half of my life to, and I'm only grown more into this is who I want to be. Like, so I don't really get too worried or concerned about what other people were doing. I mean, I can have my opinions and I don't lose sleep over it. And sometimes my opinions aren't nice, but
it's not like I'm staying up at night like these motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, and I would never like. I'm so like.
It's just like if you see it, you're like, something's off about that.
Yeah. Like I don't want any fucking drama. I don't want to make anybody like, I mean, shit. It's a free world. Do what you want. So I'm not gonna like go call people out and start beef. I'm not a teenager. We don't need to fight. Like I don't really care. I'll be cool to you, but like I'm also not gonna sit here and pretend like, yeah, I fucking love you guys, dude. Like if I tell you guys like, yo, you guys were sick. I want it to be, AJ doesn't go around and say that to absolutely everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be like, I'll be like, yo, good set, man. Good job. But then there's like, yo, you guys were fucking good. I don't get that to everybody. Like both of you guys, for real, I like both of you guys' bands. I wouldn't be doing this podcast, but I wouldn't say this right now. I wouldn't be saying this part if I didn't think it. I fucking love both of you guys.
I appreciate it, but you fucking blow us out of the water every time we fucking play together.
I don't know, man. That Parkersburg show, you guys were on fire. You guys were on fire on that Parkersburg show. You guys were so fucking tight.
Well, the first time we played together was like our third show back after a 10-year hiatus. So we were still getting into our groove, and it's like, all right,
I can see that, but you guys were still good though. Like I was like, I could tell you guys, and you said too that night, like we're getting back into it. I was like, I can tell, but you guys are good. Like you guys got the thing that you need. You got it. And that Parkersburg show, you guys were on.
You didn't have to say that.
Yeah, that was the show that I was telling you that Chad, my drummer, like he was like, dude, I love his stage presence. Just like the way you talk to people and shit, like while you guys are playing. Like that was on point that night.
That was something I was just born when I was 15 playing my first couple of shows and my knees are literally shaking on stage. I was still talking to the crowd like that.
I'm the exact opposite. I was quiet as fuck. I was like, I didn't know what. I was so scared. Like, it took me like a year and a half to start saying like, this is our next song or whatever. Like, I wouldn't say shit. I was like, please start playing.
Yeah. That's funny.
Fucking that actually reminds me, hecklers or whatever at like punk rock and hardcore shows, which happen. People be like, play fucking whatever, play faster. It's gonna happen in this realm of whatever. But the first time we ever had like a bad one, and I was like, this was like our fifth show ever. I don't know if you guys know Skatopia or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Wild ass place. That was like our fourth or fifth show of all time. And we got like a bad heckler just going at us all night. And like I said, I'm fucking like terrified.
Not to cut you off, but I've heard that happens a lot there. Like, people don't like what you're doing, they'll straight up be like, yo, this sucks.
Yeah, but they weren't saying, he wasn't saying that. He actually liked us. He was just like fucking with us, but like,
saying shit,
still young at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wanted to be a part of it too bad.
Like, I didn't know how to fucking talk or anything, so I'm like, going to the next song, and something happened, some type of technical difficulty, and like, Kirk's guitar fucked up or whatever. He's like, I'm fucking playing or whatever. Dude, Kirk, I've never seen this look in his eye. He was like, I'll fucking kill you tonight. I'll fucking kill you. Like, fucking eyes huge. And then Austin stands up. He's like, you're dead after this. And that dude, like, fucking backs up into the fucking crowd.
That's amazing.
Hilarious.
The problem with a lot of live performance in general is you get people in the crowd who think that tonight is their night. Like hecklers at a comedy club, they want to talk to like, I'm sure you both have had, like, you guys are like, how's everybody doing tonight? And you get the one guy in the audience, it's like, pretty good, could be better. Actually, I didn't sleep too good. And they're talking like you're talking to them at the bar. It's like, all right, who's ready for our next song? Well, I guess I kind of like the last one. If it's like that one, it's like, dude, shut the fuck up and say woo or nothing at all. Yeah. So you get that sometimes. And those dudes I usually just like ignore and steamroll. Last time I had to like check, oh shit. You guys, okay. I just got a 20% warning. Whatever.
Oh, shit.
You're 20%. Oh shit, I'm pretty low too.
Yeah, I got a charging cord right over here. I can.
Let's fucking drain them, boys. Let's.
Yeah, but no.
Let's talk until somebody's phone dies.
Yeah. No, there's this. We played this show in Akron back in like February, and there's this dude. He's a fucking little dickhead. Nobody likes him, and I'm just the only one, I guess, who like doesn't pretend to. And his problem is he's one of those guys that really should not drink, and he drinks way excessively every time. And throughout the night, he's like doing that like drunk mosh thing where people start to mosh and then he just starts like laying on people, you know. and then he like knocked over the merch table like 3 times. And finally, during my set, I was just like, "Hey man, if you're too drunk to stand up straight, maybe you're too drunk to mosh, huh?" And the whole room got quiet. You're like, and then fucking Chad from Pillars, it was his birthday, and he's like, "Yup." I was like, I didn't say this, but I was like, "Birthday boy agrees. Shut the fuck up." And then after that, like we played the rest of our set. But yeah, like hecklers, man, it goes beyond just talking shit. Like you can get some assholes who really ruin a good time.
And like back to what you were saying about like
some people definitely try to. They really want to make it about them.
Yeah,
well, it's the whole. A lot of it too now is like everybody wants to make a video go viral, so they're always, they're out there like saying shit and doing shit and to make it about them. Like you said, man, they're just trying to do the most like absurd off the wall shit. So everyone's like, look at this guy.
Yo, look at him. Yeah. It's sad. It's like, dude, just do what I did. I'm an attention whore. I started a band and worked really hard to get it. Fucking you do the same then.
Yeah. So this might be, you might have to think about this one for a minute. But speaking of all this, I've been playing for a long time, but I don't know if do you got any stories from your worst show ever? The worst show you've ever played? It could be, I mean, like, it doesn't have to be like the worst show you played, like I played bad, you know what I mean? But like just like a disaster, like a shitty
Glass, Charleston, West Virginia, 2022. I met this band, Nuclear Future.
Oh man, dude, there's a lot that come to mind. I'll give you one from this year, and I'll give you one that is probably just all factors as worst case scenario. Worst one this year was it was our second time in Philly. We played this really fucking cool DIY spot called It used to be called Vanishing Point. It's called the Sanctuary now, I'm pretty sure. And it's like in this industrial park in West Philly, you go into this random warehouse and there's like just doors everywhere. And that's, I think, like rental spaces for bands to practice. And then one of the rooms, you walk into it and it's like this whole DIY space. It's got a stage, a bar, like plenty of room. It's pretty fucking sick. Like that's one of those things that's like you see in a movie or something, like a hidden club somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this is pretty sick. So, and this is something I've only experienced in Eastern Pennsylvania, but they always put the touring bands last, which makes sense if you're bigger, but if you're on a DIY level, I always get a local sandwich, local opener.
That's the flow.
Man.
That's what I've always done. That's what everywhere else I've ever been always does. For whatever reason, York and Philly now have been the two that have not done that. But so punk rock time. So like the first band goes on at like 10 or some shit. 2 local bands. Once the second local band's done, like 80% of the crowd leaves. Then the band we were on tour with, who like set that show up, who knew the people played. And then after they played, a few more people leave, and then they start shutting shit down. And I'm like, hey, what about us? And the owner, he's like, oh shit, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. And he like sets out the microphone. And I'm like standing there, and then he like wanders back over to the bar. And then I'm like, hey dude, can we like plug in the PA and turn it back on? Oh shit, yeah, I'm sorry, dude, I'm so sorry. And he turns it on and stuff, and then I'm standing there and I'm waiting. I'm like, brother, can we turn the music off? I think we're ready to start playing. He's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm sorry. So we played, and then like 3 songs in, I was like, I absolutely love driving 8 hours away to go on at 1:30 in the morning when the locals have already played and 80% of the crowd is good. And I just kept like rambling that, and it just like, I felt the tension grow, and I kind of love that. I love making people uncomfortable sometimes. After our set, and we had, I would like to say, you know, for us, we had a really tight set. We did well. For the people who were there, loved us. That dude did not talk to me the rest of the night. He avoided me. So like, all right, well, you know, maybe if we come back, maybe just at least don't forget we exist, you know?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? That's wild.
Yeah, that was pretty shit. Yeah. And then the worst case scenario, this is like 2000, maybe 17, or yeah, I think 2017, we went down a little weekender to Atlanta. That's like, we played Atlanta almost every year since like 2014. And we did like a little weekender down to Atlanta, and it was the first time like in an actual club. And the way it was promoted was like, we were just kind of like a side note band, because back then we were like, I don't know, we just like weren't as street punky as the rest of the guys. Like our hair wasn't beautiful enough, and we didn't have enough studs or whatever. And dude, when we went on, it was like hell to get there. I used to always get sick when we would go on the road. I was sick. We get on stage, and then like the few people everybody else is like hanging out outside, like the Philly band and the Atlanta band. They're all hanging out outside with their friends. We go on, don't come in. There's like 3 people there. And then for whatever reason, my brother, who's the drummer at the time, like fucking just starts playing the wrong song for like 3 different songs. I'm like, how do you fuck this up, dude? You've been in the band forever. And it was just like, we got off stage and we were all just like bitching at each other for a day. But like, yeah, that was the worst one ever. Cause like all the way in Atlanta, and like the one person who tried to watch us, we fucking sucked for, and they left. By the end of the set, there was nobody but the bartender. There was the bartender at the back of the room. Nobody.
Man.
That one, like, that hurt.
Yeah.
It's the 2 things you just brought up in the shows is like something we were talking about last week, or last week on the last podcast, but it was clipped out because it had nothing to do with the bands we were talking about or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like same exact scenarios, like going places and then like no one fucking staying, like everybody hanging out with the locals that played before you and going outside and like it's just like what the fuck are we even here? Like
well, in York, the first show
York,
we
played in York as well.
Skid Row, right? Yeah, I saw you guys.
Skid Row Garage,
yeah. That was, those people like the first band went on and they were like, they had the biggest draw and everything. But like as soon as we got there, like everybody just started buying. Like they make a point to want to support the touring bands there.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Skid
mind
Row
playing
Garage has
last
got it
year.
going on. Like they know what the fuck they're doing there, dude. It's pretty good. I have all the places we played. Your guys' hometown, or not hometown, but West Side Bowl
Yeah,
and Skid Row Garage were like the two. Like, dude, these guys know what the fuck they're doing.
yeah.
Like, when it
Those
comes to like,
you could tell they
like,
really invest in the bands. You know,
huh?
they really invest in the bands, and I think
Yeah,
that's what
yeah. That's
strong
they
scene.
they care about the bands like coming through. Like,
Yeah. When you make good bands want to play your club, you're
yep.
going to be bringing good bands through regularly. It's going to build the scene. It's
And
the
they're
way.
gonna want to fucking rip every time. Like,
Yeah,
you know, we're coming here. We gotta play our fucking best. Like,
yeah, yeah. It's like, oh shit, we're excited for this one. Yeah, but yeah, like York's cool. Probably we'll go back there, and I love playing Philly. I just got to go with people I know, I guess, from now on.
Yeah.
We did a show kind of like what you were talking about. We get there, it's wrestling and a show. And we get there, and it's fucking like they're. But the shitty thing was they did the wrestling outside and the show inside. So we get there, and there's like it's packed out for the wrestling, man, and it's fucking sick. They do the wrestling, and then the wrestling goes over or whatever, goes over time and shit. So it's late, and then by the time we played, there's fucking nobody. The bartender quit her job, I guess, because she got so like pissed and like overwhelmed and everything. And then
Music just drove her
by
to
the
fucking
time
make a
like
life
so we sit
altering
there,
decision.
it was cool. The wrestling and shit was cool or whatever, but we sat there all day because it started at 6, and we didn't end up going on till like 6 hours later. So yeah, so we sat there all day and played for like maybe 10 people, but it was fucking packed when we got there. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah,
was like a
That's the
letdown,
worst
kind
thing.
of like that.
it's
Yeah, it's like
discouraging as
fuck,
fuck.
man, everybody
Yeah.
left. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like we've all played for fucking 10 people 100
Yeah.
times, probably will 100 more times. And I don't mind, like, hey, you know, that's sometimes.
That's who showed up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's like 200 people are here, and then by the time you go on, there's 10, it
Yeah,
just that
that-
really
It gives you a
fucking
feeling
takes the
inside.
air out of your tires. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. What you were saying about that tension too, I do the same shit. I start fucking calling out the fucking what's going on around me.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll be a
this
little
place is
brat
fucking-
sometimes, dude. I'll be a little brat. I don't care.
Yeah. But I make jokes about it. I'm like, yeah, this fucking town, their high school sucks, and fucking motherfuckers don't know how to dance and shit like that.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, just start going after their whole fucking city.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Like Bill Burr. That I'm sure.
I mean, I can't point out anybody in specific because I don't fucking know them. I'm like, this city.
Yeah. Yo, Detroit, you're known for hot dogs. What the fuck is that?
All right. If you weren't playing like your guys' style, like thrash hardcore, what style would you like to try to play?
Lately, I've got this wild hair up my ass, and I've actually been slowly but surely writing a stoner metal EP. I don't know what. I have a whole concept for it.
So it's like a concept album type thing, or EP?
A little concept EP. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like 8 months ago. I mean, I always like Weed Eater and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like something hit like 8 months ago. Like something just clicked, and I was like, I don't want to quit doing hardcore. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like that's just like I'm never gonna stop doing that. But something is like I gotta just crank out a real quick EP. So yeah, probably stoner metal, something like that. You know,
sludgy type shit.
Sludge, yeah, something like that. Yeah, most likely.
Now, are you doing that like yourself as like kind of like a solo type deal, like just recording shit, or?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm not great at guitar. I can play kind of, but I know the guitarist in my band is fucking insane. He's a shredder. And then there's another dude that he's actually in. We all have like incestuous. Everyone's in everyone else's band. he's in my guitarist's other band called Horigami, and they're like a heavy hardcore band with goofy lyrics because none of them are tough guys, so they don't fake it. Songs about like going out and getting wings and shit like that, but it's like heavy beat down, like crowd killing music. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But the dude who plays the other guitar in that is this dude named Evan, and his like main, and he shreds. He's insane too, and his like main like starting point was stoner metal. And so I just jammed with him a little bit one day, and him just off the top of his head wrote way better shit than I have. So I'm like, I'll come up with a riff, you dope it up, and then I'll have you record that. I'll probably have my drummer Mike do drums, and then I'll do bass and vocals. That's what I was thinking for it.
Sick, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if it's terrible, it's like whatever. But I don't think it'll be terrible with those guys though. They're pretty fucking good.
Do you? I don't know if you guys heard. Do you have a name for the band yet?
So far, the best one I can think of is Harsh Toker. I'm not totally
Harsh Toker.
Harsh Toker. Yeah. I think that's the best one I can come up with. And I told them if they think of something else, like let me know. But yeah, so far that's I think the one we're going.
That's pretty on the fucking nose there, dude.
Yeah, because there's no way I'm gonna do like some like fucking
like if you're gonna go listen to Harsh Toker, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know exactly what you're getting when you're getting Harsh Toker. There's no way I'm gonna do some like fucking I can't think of any, but like some like clean vocals at all. Like I don't think I'm gonna try. I'll probably try for something different than what I do for Nervous Aggression. Like I don't think I want to like full scream, but like I ain't doing no cleans.
not doing pretty cleans.
I don't have the face for it, man.
Now I know you have to do something for this question or whatever. But I've never really asked you, how do you prepare for a show, like mentally or physically, like what you go into it? Because we've had conversations about what we do to try to keep our voices, but
yeah, I'm glad you asked that because that was something I didn't take really that seriously until this year. Vocal exercises are important. Just I go onto YouTube and it's like here's like warm-ups for harsh vocals, and that's what I do. I would like to get vocal lessons. I can't see that hurting me in any way. But I do
might get a pretty clean vocal out of that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then I fucking kill switch and gauge it up, you know. I would like to warm up your voice is very important. Just learn some basic warm-ups. It doesn't even like I don't even know if it has to specifically be geared towards harsh. Just some kind of something so you go on stage ready, you know, instead of like, oh yeah, my voice usually evens out after the first two songs, which was always my method. Now
that was all I did.
Yeah, I like to show up ready. And then, dude, it sounds corny, but like I found that my performances are a lot better when I actually like focus and visualize what I'm going to do for the show. And I think about like, oh, this would be kind of cool to say after this song. And like, I don't try to script it too hard. Like we do have certain things for certain songs, and I have certain like condensed spiels to introduce certain songs that like work and sound cool. But for here and there, like there's just if I just like don't even think about it and whatever, and then next thing you know, I'm on stage. It's like I kind of feel like I'm caught with my pants down in a way. I've had that, not all the time, but I've had that feeling. But if I'm like, okay, I have a show tomorrow, it's here, you know, I don't know, you just visualize, focus on like, yeah, you're going to perform later. Give it 100%. Don't just go through the motions. Like fucking feel that shit when you're up there. Like make it something for the people in the room that have never seen you before. Make it feel not robotic for them. Like make it feel organic, you know, because, you know, especially touring and stuff, like I've gotten to a point where I feel like I'm just going through the motions and trying to get to the end of the set so that way we can pack up, leave, get back to the hotel room. So I can sleep.
So I'm the opposite, but I'm not. You there?
I think his phone died.
Oh no!
This is what happens when Indigo's phone dies. When I'm FaceTiming her, it does that shit where it like freezes right on like one screen. Yeah. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna get water. We'll see if he comes back. I mean, we can message. Well, no, he doesn't have a phone. I was gonna say we can message the Instagram while this is still up and doing shit. Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink.
All right. Dude, I know we're probably gonna cut this whole like segment out or whatever, but like I want you to keep that part because you got up and then the rock was like perfectly in frame.
You like, dude? That's from the fucking '90s. That's rock with hair.
All right.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
Hey, there he is.
sorry about that. That wasn't even my phone dying. I just bumped something and I fucking got ejected. But I am plugged in now.
Jake,
Okay. From where we were
there you
to
go.
where we
Okay,
are now,
there
I
we
was
go.
gonna say I'm the exact opposite of you, but I was finding that very interesting because I caught with pants down feeling.
Yeah.
It puts like a fire in me to like go harder, like, or if I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, I failed right here, it like pisses me off. So like that adds this like anger or this
I got
whatever
you.
to it, and it puts me in like a state of like fight or flight or whatever. It's like I
Yeah.
gotta be good or like either the best or the worst. Like I'm gonna be one or the other. Like right
I feel
here.
that. I feel that.
But I would like to have it more naturalized, like just like a good point of like that. But I'm also afraid of it becoming robotic by doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's a weird balancing act, man, because like a good example is like I cannot imagine, Kyle, who as of yesterday is no longer our bassist.
What?
That guy now. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was his last show with us yesterday. He's fucking weird, dude. He wants to like settle down and start a family. Like, what a fucking creep.
Dude,
Dude,
listen, man. I was
first when
having
we played in
this
West Side Bowl,
conversation.
I was drunk after our show. I was like, "How many kids you got running around this motherfucker?" or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like, I'd never really talked to Kyle either, and
yeah.
everybody laughed.
No,
That's funny that he wants to like settle down.
yeah. I mean, he's been in this band for over or like close to 10 years. He's put in so much fucking hard work, and like our friendship and his status in my band are two separate things. Like it's volunteer status. You don't want to be in it anymore. There's no hard feelings, brother. Go focus on your shit. Like, thank you for all the hard work you've done. Um, Thank you for playing this one final show with us. And shit, I'll see you around, bro. Like we're still homies. Don't worry about it. And we already
I
got
love
the
Kyle. Yeah,
new
he's
guy.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah, and we already got like the new guy in training. August 4th in Pittsburgh will be his first show with us. So yeah, train ain't slowing down. Like we're good, but yeah. So, but for Kyle, but about Kyle though, like I can't imagine him like visualizing and focusing on a show. He's a very just like show up, do it, and leave, and be like, oh, big deal, whatever. Like he doesn't put too much weight on anything, and I think that's how he just deals with everything. Is like he's like the opposite of a neurotic person. He's just so go with the flow. So just like, I'm doing this now and now I'm doing that. And so everybody's got their own system and stuff. And yeah, you don't want to psych yourself out, but like, I think focusing and visualizing helps me, it helps me stay focused.
I think Austin is more programmed that way. Like our drummer, he's more of the like,
Yeah.
that kind of like visualize it, fucking do it or whatever, manifest it like type of person or whatever.
Right.
Whereas I'm like the opposite, where I'm like, I gotta go into this being like, fucking whatever happens, happens. Like let's fucking go or whatever. Like might be the best show.
That's the beautiful thing about a band. You get different personality types blending together. And I think how a band really works, like for Nervous Aggression, again, like a million years ago when I started it. And I have a YouTube series on the band page called Question Aggression, and I go over this.
I've watched it.
Yeah, that's this setup here. I had like real serious issues with my own ego, and I thought that I had to write everything because for the first while I wrote all the riffs, I wrote the drum parts, do the pump beat and hit the cymbal there. and then wrote all the lyrics and stuff. And I felt like I had to hold on to that because otherwise, what's the point, you know? And then you get a dude like, again, my guitarist Alex joins the band. He was like 17. He was playing like that already. Kind of hard to be like, no, I'm writing the riffs, but he fucking plays like that.
These are my songs.
So
Yeah.
it's and then after having that experience, I realized like, well, and then especially for what we're doing, like I don't want anyone to hear us and be like, oh, they sound like this band or that band. Like, you know, one of my favorite bands is Trash Talk, and they don't sound like really any band, you know, at least that I've heard of, you know. And when I first heard them, I never heard anything that sounded like that.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Alex for like 2015, being like, I want to be like Trash Talk in the sense that I don't want to sound like anybody else, but I don't want to sound anything like Trash Talk either. And I think now, especially post-COVID, the Friends EP was kind of the nail in the coffin of like our punk stuff. And then Enemies EP is what Alex and I have been wanting to sound like since 2015. Like that's the shit we've been wanting to do.
Okay.
So getting different types and blending styles, like our drummer's favorite band is Styx. You know, he's a classic rock drummer, he's a big Neil Peart guy, but it's like, hey, here's how you do a blast beat. Now play with us, bro. And he's like, all right, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Getting different styles together. It's kind of like MMA. Like an MMA fighter is going to beat up a boxer. You know, that's just kind of like how I view my band. It's like we take traditional hardcore punk, metal, we blend it all together and kind of create something a little different. That's the goal, anyway.
Yeah, that rules, man. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, like when we
man.
played that show in Parkersburg, that's the vibe I got, man, because it's like a mix of all kinds of the shit I love, though. It's like you got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and it works, dude. It's fucking it's good.
We have a couple songs where you can fucking spin kick your friends to. We have a couple songs that are like you could circle pit to. Like, we got a lot of thrash influences and stuff. Like because I love all that shit. So it's like let's just kind of like be a hardcore jukebox in a way, you know?
Yeah. It works, dude.
It does.
I dig it.
Yeah, sometimes I question it, but because it's like I'll see bands like Ghost Home that's like just straight up heavy as fuck, just riffs. And I'm like, damn, there's a part of me that wants to kind of go in that direction, but then the other part of me is like, I love playing. I don't know. I've always liked being different. It feels a little try hard sometimes, but who doesn't have that little voice in the back of their head that says,
exactly,
"Fuck, dude."
I gotta shut that motherfucker up. Dude.
We all have that voice, man. Everybody has it, or you're a sociopath. Either or.
Yeah. No, you guys, are you guys doing any touring here soon, or?
Yeah, we got, fuck it. It's not like we're not on some label. It's not some big secret. And we got 3 dates in August. I can't tell you off the top of my head all of them. I know we're playing Pittsburgh on August 4th. And then October, we're on a festival in Tampa, early October. So we're going to do like a little 4-day tour. We already got Atlanta and either Nashville or Murfreesboro booked, one of those two. And we don't have Cincinnati set in stone, but I'm not fretting that. I'm sure we'll get Cincinnati locked in. And then we got, it's not announced yet, but we got something pretty cool in Detroit in November. And it's not my gig to blast out there, so I'm not going to blast it out there, but it's a pretty fucking sweet show to be playing up in Detroit in November. So I'm real excited for that. But yeah, Pickle Fest in Tampa is already announced, so we'll be on Pickle Fest.
Dude. Hell, man. We got 2 shows next week, and then this week, and that's it. Actually, they'll be over by the time this comes out. So.
We were after all the weekenders and stuff we did this year, we had like check marks on what we wanted to hit. I know we're actually like Buffalo was one. We're going to be doing, I think it's in September. We're going to be doing a pop-up generator show in Buffalo under a bridge somewhere. So
hell yeah.
That's like the new viral thing. So we're trying to get in on that. And then Buffalo was one, Detroit was one. we have to hit Atlanta every year. That's just like a rule for nervous
Is that where you
aggression.
guys played with Speed Dealer at down in Atlanta?
No, we played with them at West Side Bowl. They
Really?
were on tour with Zeke, and we opened that show.
Dude, that's a lineup, dude. You
I was
got
in-
Speed Dealer and Zeke, dude.
Yeah,
What
and
the fuck?
U.S. Bastards. U.S. Bastards as well. Yeah, that was a nasty show. It was fucking packed. And
sure.
I remember, that's when we were doing the one thing where they play the intro song and I do like the cool walkout thing. Dude, I got held up at the bar talking to one of my friends. They played the walkout thing and I just didn't. People were like yelling into the mic, "Where's our singer?" I'm like, "Oh,
Dude,
I can't."
we had a walkout thing happening. Like we were kind of coming up with one when we were starting up again, and then we watched
Yeah.
you guys. Was like, they do a walkout thing. We can't do a walkout thing with them doing a walkout thing.
Yeah, dude,
Like two walkout things in one show, that doesn't fucking work. Like
I did not fuck it up one time after that, but everything cool, I must fuck up once. It might not be the first time we do it, but I will.
I think I
fuck
only
up.
got it right
Boy.
once.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're trying to write some new shit. We have some shit already written, but obviously with the bass transition, it's a little tough. But yeah, some of the shit we have written right now is gonna like stomp on enemies. It's gonna make enemies look like, I mean, not bad, but it's better than that shit, in my opinion.
Enemies was pretty fucking ripping, dude.
I was very happy. I'm still proud of that one.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah. But this next shit it's next level, man. We're leveling up yet again. So I'm stoked for it to come out. But
fucking blue hair.
what I was getting to before I forget, we, even if it's not Aggro Fest, we should definitely set something up this fall, like a Mid Ohio Valley.
100%.
Yeah.
We love coming down there. We definitely want to come back.
Yeah.
And this fall, we'll leave something open. We'd love to come through again.
Who's your favorite band to play with? Like you regularly play with or whatever.
You mean besides
You don't have
Nuclear
to say
Future
Ghost
and
Home or Nuclear
Home?
Future.
Honestly, there's so many sick bands that we play out there with, but like the one band that we just keep winding up on the same bill with, probably because they never stop playing, is Razorblade out of Pittsburgh. They're the fucking homies. They're just Sam. I live in Columbus.
Record with?
What's that?
Did they help you with recording or what?
So that's funny. Razorblade is like, so Razorblade Recordings is his own thing. Yeah. You would think, right? Because it's both Razorblade Recordings. You would think. So Razorblade Recordings. He's in West Mifflin, right outside of Pittsburgh. That's who we've been going to forever. Razorblade is everybody calls him Slammy, Uncle Slammy. He's from Columbus originally. Well, I think even before that, but I met him in Columbus. He was the one dude I met in Columbus that I fucking actually liked. I didn't meet a whole lot of people, but he was the one guy I really liked. And he was in a band called Uncle Slammy and the Warlords. And then that turned into Toxic. They're fucking so nasty, dude. And then Toxic Warlord was like just like the evolved version of that. And then he moved to Pittsburgh and started Razorblade. And so once he like started getting out there and doing stuff, I'm like, bro, as soon as you guys are ready, because he just recorded shit before they played. It was like, as soon as you're playing, let me know. And then we've played, I can't tell you how many shows I've played with those guys, but all three of them I'm friends with. And then his wife usually comes like on the road with them. She's a fucking soldier. We just got really close with all them over these past several months. Yeah. So Razorblade. And if anybody listening to this is into like some like real sick, just raw, deep cut thrash stuff, not super technical, but super fucking raw and aggressive, check them out, man. They're fucking damn, they rip.
Oh yeah, man. I think we were actually supposed to play a show with them at the in Dunbar.
Okay.
It's been about a year now, so probably around a year now. Our drummer, his wife was his girlfriend, or she was about to have a baby, so we had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a time where Ghost Home ghosted on a lot of shows.
We did. Like it sucked because like right whenever we reformed and got going again, it was about her due date. So we never knew, like we were just kind of went with whatever was going on. So We had to cancel a string of shows there for a while, but
Yeah.
we're all good now, man. It's
Haven't
well,
been
gravy.
in a long
man.
time.
You can't put anything above, like, if you're having a child, man. Yeah, you can't put anything above that. But yeah, I guarantee, like, Razor Blade, they're constantly on the road. Like, they're out like every weekend, pretty much. Every time I open up my Instagram, they're like in some fucking "What's up, Maine?" It's like they're fucking getting out there. So you'll probably run into them again, and they're like the most solid dudes. They're really good dudes. So actually, if you're ever interested in bringing them through, just reach out to them. I guarantee if they haven't yet, they'd love to come, down through that way.
Oh yeah.
That's something that I wanted to speak on is like we weren't playing at all, and you were one of the few bands that like we were kind of like starting to like look around and like I bet we could maybe get Nervous Aggression to come in. We fucking loved what you guys were doing, everything you put out. We're looking at your socials and shit, and it's like I don't know, man. They seem like they're pretty big. I doubt they'd come through West Virginia to play with some nobody fucking Nuclear Future or whatever. And like, yeah, we hit you up, and you guys fucking almost immediately were like, yeah, of course we'll come through. And
yeah,
thought that was really cool. Like, not
like,
everybody does that kind of stuff or whatever. Like, especially we weren't really at the time. We hadn't put out anything really yet, and we weren't, we were reforming and shit. So like, yeah, that's cool.
For years and years, I mean, literally, pretty much, it started when Mike joined post-COVID that we started to get some recognition. But really, like, these past few months have been the difference maker of, like, we were never one of the bands, like.
We thought you guys
were. We've been fucking ignored. I don't know what it is. I try not to take it personally. I think it's mostly like bands book who they know, and we're from the middle of nowhere. So
yeah.
And realistically, that's probably what it is. I got a bit of a fucking chip on my shoulder sometimes, but that's probably the truth. But yeah, really, it's only been like these past like several months. Honestly, the release of the Enemies EP was like the final product of like, this is what we got. This is who we are. Friends was like just some sloppy shit we were compromising with our previous drummer, and then he even bailed out on it. And it's like, we just had to crank it out and get it out there. But Enemies, it's like, okay, this is who we are. And that's been, like, we were always, if we could get in front of people, we always put on a good show. We were always like a pretty decent band. But, I'm not trying to break my arm, pat myself on the back here, but like that Enemies material, I think is very solid. And if you're into fucking hardcore extreme music, you could do a lot worse than going out on a Friday or Saturday and catching us play some of that shit. Like, I'm not talking facts, bro. Like, I think it's really good. I don't think we're better than anybody. I'm just saying we're good.
Yeah.
You said exactly what the truth was, and you ain't fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I've worked really hard for a really long time, nonstop. I've sacrificed. I can't tell you how many jobs. Dude, I was just at a well-paying job, and it came down to, okay, it's the job or these string of tours you got coming up, and I fucking walked out that day, dude. And now I'm making like $5-6 less an hour, but I get to pick my own schedule and keep going on tour. So I can't, buy dumb shit off of Amazon I don't need anymore, and I got to watch the gas I spend. I can't go out to eat like that anymore, but well, I think I made the right investment, like all those tours.
Yeah, man.
It bumped us up
you made something that fucking rips. I mean, like, it came from you, your heart, all your hard work. Yeah, dude. Like,
yeah, I had to get it.
If you're in the position where you can make the choice, like you don't have family or whatever, like children, that kind of stuff. Like, 100%.
Yeah, what chick wants to hang out twice a month? So yeah, I just I'm happy with who I am and where I ended up. Like, of course, like I would love to have like a wife and kids. I'm not really, not so much the like one night stand guy. I've tried it here and there. Don't get lonely, and I do it, but every time I just feel awful about myself. But yeah, I would rather have like a solid woman at home. But again, what solid woman wants to be out home when I'm like on the road? You know, so
Fucking ripping
you gotta make
stages,
sacrifices,
ripping mics,
you
dude.
know.
Well, you just made that sad, dude.
I'm
This
like, oh
shit you
man,
just said just got real fucking
what
sad and
do I even
somber.
say now?
But I completely
Yeah,
understand
if
though.
it means anything, I'm very happy doing what I'm doing now.
I
I
know.
am. Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, like we usually, when we end here, we usually ask if there's anything. I mean, we already kind of went over like your tours that you got coming up and stuff, but you got anything to shout out or anything going on or anything just to leave everybody with?
Yeah, so that YouTube series thing that I've been doing, I was like real sloppy with it for a while. Past couple of weeks, I've been doing new episodes every week, so definitely look out for that. I'm going to be filming and editing tomorrow. Oh shit, yeah, that's a good one. What should be live now is an early years compilation, Spotify, wherever the fuck else you get music from. It's all the music I've created from 2011 to 2019. And it's really cringy and difficult for me to put out some of this shit because some of it I wrote in high school and it's bad. But it's cool too because like you kind of see the progression, like, and I have the year after every song. And it's like kind of broken.
I did that with
EP.
we have like an early years like 2005 to 2009 comp on
Yeah.
it's just on Bandcamp free or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's kind of like that. But
Yeah.
there's definitely some cringe in there, and you
Yeah.
can definitely tell like the growth in the band.
It's only going to be really cringy to the person who's releasing it, you know. Hopefully. But on that is going to be, you can kind of hear the progression through the years of how we were just like kind of like a shitty punk band who could barely even play punk music. And you can slowly hear the evolution through the years to what we are, to the point of we recorded 2 songs in 2019 we never released. One of them was like we were trying something new. We kind of knew it was a throwaway song. It's called Beer and Anarchy. It was literally just trying something new. And then one song that I actually stand by and think we could have tweaked and put on the Friends EP is a song called Shitfaced. I think that song was actually pretty decent, but yeah, it's like 35 tracks. So definitely, if anybody's interested in hearing all our super old archaic shit, you look out for that. It's called Growing Pains. Growing Pains is what it's called. So that should be out now. Especially by the time this isn't going to air for a couple days, right?
Yeah, it'll be out next Sunday.
It'll be out.
Okay, by now it'll be out for sure. It was supposed to be out yesterday, but one of the geniuses that sent me the old masters sent me MP4s of he made slideshow. Yeah, so I had to like re-upload the whole thing yesterday. I think it went live like right before I clicked on to come into here. I think it's live right now, so it'll definitely be live next Sunday. So yeah, Growing Pains, and then just keep an eye out on our socials. If Nervous Aggression Official on Instagram, Facebook.com/Nervous Aggression. We're just trying to tour more and more.
I always put the links in the description at the end of it.
Okay.
Down there, and then I'll put whatever song you want. It'll be like links below, and then it'll have like all your links to click on.
All right, cool. Yeah, and so just give us a follow and have us come through your town, wherever the fuck you are. Let me know. I talked to my Mexican homie the other day. I'm like, how'd you learn English? He told me he was watching Simpsons and Family Guy. I'm like, what's a Mexican cartoon? He gave me cartoons to watch, and he said that in local news. Because I want to learn Spanish. I want to go to Mexico City next year, bro. Are we going to be able to? I don't know. But I'm applying for my passport. I'm trying to fucking figure out some Spanglish. I'm trying to get out there, dude. You get one shot, like, let's do this shit right. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, brother. It's been real.
Hell yeah,
good.
Man.
But it ain't never been real good.
It ain't been real good. Thank you guys so much.
I fucking love you. Obviously, you know that.
Yeah, I love you guys too, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
No problem.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, yeah. Anytime.
You get a holler from us to come through again for sure.
Fuck yeah.
But
yeah.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Later.